I'll never forget that morning. I had already missed the school bus, but I stood there anyway, watching and envying the birds.
Hi guys, welcome back to the Humble Gamer channel. I am the Humble Gamer and this is Home is Where One Starts. It's a very short indie game, supposedly somewhere between 50 and half an hour for most people. I think someone said it would be about 90 minutes if you want to discover everything. But it's been a while since I played a proper indie game. This is in the style of Dear Esther, or more appropriately for this channel, Gone Home, if you remember that one I played about 3 years ago now. Check it out in the description below. But yes, so all I know is I have to walk around and discover a story, so it's going to be a nice sedate little playthrough this. It's built in the Unity engine, very very nice. You can get it on Steam. I got it on sale. It is a walking simulator for those of you who think about such things in such terms. Ah, the cursor does change, so if I interact... Oh, it's a letter. Mr. James Northern, 100 Coppice Road. I can't do anything like that. So, Bumpus, Virginia. Louisa County Social Services. Okay, so yeah, it is in Virginia. It actually said it on the thing, which I should really have known. Now I know the gaming area is quite small in this one. I don't know how far I can go. So I mean, there's no point going back inside the house. I've already missed a school bus, so... What are the controls again? I will put subtitles on. There we go. And it says plus to up the quality. Okay, so let's go have a look around the garden, shall we? Let's see what's here. This is like something I'd imagine I'll be spoken to about. Thought I'd be able to find something there, but apparently not. Just the remains of a house. Something in the well, maybe? No, can't interact with the well at all. I'm just going to turn the volume down in my headphones. There we go, it's a little bit loud for me. Hopefully it's not too loud for you guys, but I will of course have adjusted that in post. Anyway, anything in the shed?
It's funny that in a decrepit grave of a house, I found something beautiful a stranger had left a long time ago. I would stare at it for ages after a bad day. I've tried over and over to draw it how I remember, but it's not the same. One day I'll find that stranger, and I'll say thank you.
Very nice drawing, I'll give it that. I thought I would be able to do something with the spray paint, but of course it's a walking simulator, not a puzzle simulator or anything, so... You're putting a story together, so from what I can gather, I'm a young girl in Southern America, I think Virginia's in South America, who has missed the school bus. And I can crouch with control, and that's about it for controls, really, apart from... Standard, as you saw, standard WASD, left click to interact, or right click if you're left-handed and you've got a left-handed mouse. Mouse number 1, I believe they call it nowadays, to be politically correct. Cornfield. Now this particular bit of this game reminds me of, I don't know if you've ever seen it, someone did a mod for Slender that just made it daytime. There was a path through this cornfield, I saw it earlier. There it is. I suppose I'd best follow the paths that the game is giving me. I'm sure there will be Easter eggs hidden around somewhere, but... Well, a cemetery.
I almost never went into that old cemetery, but that morning I did. I guess I wanted to feel something, even if it was only fear. I was terrified because of a vivid memory. I remember I'd lost something important, and I realized it was near that graveyard. I gathered up all my courage, imagining how Princess Leia would act.
Princess Leia, I like it.
Right as I stepped into the gates, I heard a ghost screaming at me. I ran as fast as I could, and I never looked back.
Well, I'm not going to do that, because I'm here to explore. You know, a lot of gamers, and this is entirely their opinion, they're entirely entitled to it, and I understand it, but a lot of gamers do malign the walking simulator, things like Dear Esther, things like Gone Home, things like this game. And I know it's not a game in the sense of there is no fail state, I won't die at any point, you know, I'm not gonna get attacked by a monster, but is there something down here that I can... East of Eden. Now, it said that's a book. I don't know who wrote it. It's mentioned on the store page of the game. But I know that it was heavily influenced. Well, not heavily influenced, but it was influenced by. It was at least the East of Eden in its inspirations. But the thing about walking simulators is they're not walking simulators to me. They are interactive stories. Someone wrote in the comments about this game, the reviews, about how it was like, it's just a short story that you can pick up.
I had walked around the woods a million times by myself, but it felt different that morning. I thought about how ancient those giant trees were, and how they were probably the same size when I was born. It seemed so long ago when I was a baby. That morning was the first time in my life I realized that I was growing up.
You see, but this is why I like it, because I'm a sucker for a good story. That's one of the things I loved about the Dream Machine, one of the things I loved about Gone Home. A lot of the games I play that have a story on this, I try and pick a good story, or a story that I think is going to engage me. Obviously you don't know until you start, you can't know until you start a game what it's going to be like. But I don't see these as, these aren't games in that sort of sense, and I know they're not in that sort of sense, but I don't see them as any less important to the gaming community. I think seeing what people can do, the stories they can tell, you know, what they can achieve with something like this. It's a rubber duck in an old bathtub. But I just think stuff like this needs to be seen, personally, as a writer myself. I'm not just counting D&D in that. You know, as a writer, as a performer, stuff like this is, I find it fascinating. I appreciate you guys may not, and that's fine. I am not trying to say that anyone else's opinion is wrong. I'm just trying to say that for me, these experiences, they're not games, these experiences are just as valuable as anything I've experienced in Skyrim, anything I've experienced in the Dream Machine, anything I've experienced when I play sports games or shoot 'em ups. No, I can't lose, but that's not the point. You can't lose when you read a book. It's only the characters that can lose, and you're experiencing their story. And I do think of these as interactive books, interactive stories, interactive novels, and I really do enjoy them. You won't get too many of them, obviously, because I appreciate they're not always that interesting to watch through, but I thought I'd share this one with you, since it's been such a long time since I did any indie games on the channel, really, at all. Town of Things was the last one. That was a while ago now. Can I not open the fuse box? Damn it. Swings. Do I get to push the swing? Do I get to get on the swing? Oh, that's one broken swing. Oh. That would be origami. Looks like a crane. Okay, they need to get a better litter system round here. Because there's a lot of litter in places that there shouldn't be litter. Sorry for the lag, I don't know why. I don't know why it's lagging, but oh, more origami. Yeah, I honestly don't know why this game's like. It must just be loading something up. Unity can be a bit stubborn at times. Can the Unity engine, particularly when it's loading something up? Has it sorted itself? Yes, it has. Good. Nope, no, it hasn't. Can I get in through the padlock? Ah, there must be a key around there, around here somewhere, another way in, because it's not a puzzle game. Maybe the shed is the goal, so maybe if I try and get into the main house, I can find the key and get into the shed. Maybe, I don't know. Oh, one reason I want to play this now, by the way, is because after the Dream Machine, which did frazzle my head a lot, very, very good game, but I'm not a puzzler, as old heads of the channel will know. And puzzle games do confuse me.
I wish I could forget that smell. The smell of alcohol mixed with mold. I hated that trailer, even when my father was away at work.
Well, at least you got a roof over your head. Well, that's a really, it doesn't necessarily mean it's a good place to be, but there are worse. Although, I'll be honest, this does not look like the best trailer in the world. Oh god, an old VHS, I remember those. And the sad thing is, I can now say I remember those and people will be going, legitimately, what's a VHS? Is that rent that's past due? Some bill that's past due anyway. The Super Deli. Yes, I'm definitely a child. Obviously this is all in flashback, this isn't actually happening live as far as the character is concerned, this all happened a while ago. Can't do much in there. Can't do anything in there. Can't do anything in here. These must be wardrobes and closets, etc. Well, not that they must be, they are. Oh, yep, definitely a lot of drinking going on around here. Definitely a lot of drinking. Fag ends by the bed. Sorry, cigarette ends by the bed for the American. The middle parts of fortune. Can't do anything there. So where does the story want me to go then? I've been to there. Is there anywhere I've missed? Is there anywhere I haven't been? I haven't been across the fields yet. So probably head across the fields. There's a barn in the distance. I suspect I can go there because it's rendered reasonably well even at this distance. Is that a pond? Yes, it is a pond. Is the ending of the game I just walk down the road? I don't know. Can I go swimming? Can I go swimming, Unity?
That pond was pure bliss growing up. I can't remember if I had a fishing pole or not, but there definitely wasn't any fish. I didn't need to catch anything anyway. I once spent an entire Saturday afternoon trying to climb on top of one of those hay bales, just so I could take a nap in the sun. When I finally did it, I was too happy to fall asleep.
I think you did have a fishing pole or a fishing rod, as I think that's it over here.
After walking around, I started to think. I started to feel brave. My father had hidden a key in his room, so I went to go get it.
That's called a hint. That's the game saying you spent too long. Go find stuff. I thought there'd be a key somewhere. If there's a locked door in a game, there's usually a key for it. I will say this. I like the environment. I do like the environment. It's what I put together. I like to try and do some sort of gaming, techno talk. I don't know much about gaming, but in terms of the technology stuff, so I like to try and talk about it when I can, and I think it looks nice. It's not complex, not frivolous, but it's nice. There's nothing more I can say to it, no higher compliment I can make than it looks nice, it works. What am I hearing? That was weird. That was very weird. Very, very weird. What am I walking into in this place? Abusive father? Well, he does drink a lot. Carries a knife under his bed. I suppose carrying a knife is slightly more than abusive. That was actually quite scary. Oh, I can ride my bike. But I don't really want to yet. But bike physics aren't brilliant, but oh, is it just the whole story of me being brave enough to get on my bike and ride to school myself? Which way was I going?
At that moment, all the invisible walls in my life disappeared.
I like that.
What I would give to ride that bike one more time.
So that music sounds fairly final. Yep, so that's the story. That's all it was. Well, it's a nice short game. I liked it. It just told the story of this, from what I can gather, this young girl who was afraid of riding her bike, basically. I don't know if I discovered everything. I thought it was well made. There's not a lot you can say about a game that's that short because it doesn't give you a whole experience, but it gives you enough. For me, it gives me enough that I could get the story, and I thought it told what it had to tell very, very well. They didn't overfill it with stuff. They didn't throw stuff at you that you didn't need. The one puzzle you had was to find the dad's key, and that was nice and simple. I thought it was a well-made game. So yeah, I think that's pretty much the credits done. So thank you very much for watching. If you're enjoying what you're seeing, please like and subscribe. Check out the game in the description below if you enjoy. You can have a look. You can have a little wander around, discover all the stuff that I didn't discover. If you do play it and find something that I didn't, please let me know. But other than that, thank you very much for watching. It was good to get some Indians back on the channel. There'll be plenty more of that sort of stuff coming your way very, very soon. I was me. That was Home is Where One Starts. Goodbye. Oh god, oh. No, escape. Get out of that, get out of it, get out of it, get out of it, get out of it. Oh! There was a moment of genuine peril in my life for a second there.